I open the door and make sure to close it behind me, lest any passing students catch a glimpse of the wine, before turning my attention to the two girls at the low table. Akira is casually smiling, as is Lily, welcoming the change from the mood in Hanako's room. Is that you, Hisao? Yeah, I got Hanako to her bed. She's sleeping now. That's good. I have to admit I hadn't thought she'd drink quite so much. Hey, it's fine. She's all safe and tucked up in bed now, with the way she is. She awkwardly trails off, though Lily and I would hardly protest. For someone so anxious and fearful, drinking would be an easy out from those constant feelings. Wish I could do more for her. I feel useless. Looking at Lily, I think back to what I asked myself in town. My relationship with her is that of a friend, and has only ever felt that way. But now I think I know why. Lily's been there for both Hanako and me since I first met her, but she's like that for everyone, trying to do her best to make them feel better. With that in mind, then what's the bond between me and Hanako? After rescuing our friendship following the panic attack I inadvertently triggered during class, I feel like we're back to being friends, but she's on my mind more and more. Can't say I view any other girl in quite the same way, but maybe it's just a normal reaction to someone acting like this. Say, Akira? She yawns before looking at me. It is getting pretty late. You know about what happened with Hanako, don't you? Yeah, Lily told me. I negotiated pretty hard for a break so I could come down and help her make her birthday a bit brighter. We get along pretty well. It's surprising to hear that from someone as extroverted as her. But if Hanako came to know her through Lily, maybe she had time to get used to Akira. And on that note, I'd better get going. I'm not gonna be late as it is. But it's already so late. Sorry, we got a bunch of work dropped on us, so overtime it is. She levers herself up with a grunt and heads past me towards the door. Just before she leaves, she turns back towards us. Though, you haven't forgot about the time for the flight and all the rest? Don't worry, I have everything ready. It's just a matter of packing when it gets closer to the time to leave. Atta girl. I'll see you guys later then. And with that, she disappears through the door with her hand held high in farewell. Your sister is, something, alright. I probably should have thought that comment through before saying it. Regardless, Lily seems quite amused at my appraisal. You okay after all that drinking? Not wasted and just hiding it well? I assure you, I am quite alright. I can moderate myself. You seem quite self-possessed as well, if I do say myself. Yeah, well, I guess your moderation applies to me as well. With a little hesitation, I take a seat at the table in front of Lily. I want to address this directly. If for no reason, then to set my own thoughts. I've been meaning to ask this, but it took me a while to make up my mind. Do you have any idea about what triggered that panic attack? I gathered it was something to do with her birthday, but I don't know anything more. Even Akira was being really careful around her, so I assume she knows as well. Lily's smile drops, the gaiety of the birthday party now well and truly over. To be honest, I'm not sure of all the details myself. Hanako told you that she was in a house fire. She told me as much, after we met, and spent a lot of time together. Other than that, she quite simply never told me. She never told you? Assuming the worst, what does she have to look back upon? A life of isolation, and possibly even the death of her family? Maybe even going as far as blaming her existence for their deaths. Even thinking about what little I know of Hanako's past is bleak. To have lived through all that, and to live on with those memories, must be infinitely worse. Lily looks similarly depressed, but I can see her rebuild at least some of her composure before my eyes. I get the feeling that both of us are just talking a bit more frankly than we might otherwise do thanks to the wine. But it feels like just talking this out is a good thing anyway. I feel kind of helpless about it. When it's put like that, what can I possibly do for her? I'm not wholly sure I should tell you this, but Hanako told me that you visited her the other day after we both went out to check on her. I must admit, I did not predict she would take such a step so quickly after what happened, nor did I expect you to. I think it was a nice gesture on your part. It wasn't much, really. It's just, times like this, I sometimes think it would be better if we never had to leave Yamaku, or at least this town. Things are so much easier without others around. I didn't expect Lily to look quite so troubled as to what I said, for a while, she looks lost in thought. She moves to speak, but stops herself as soon as she does, and rethinks. It's a bit off-putting. I think... Tell me, do you have anything planned for Friday evening? Friday evening? No. Isn't your flight to Scotland the next day? I don't think it'd be a good idea to tire yourself out before you even get there. I'll be alright. You needn't worry about me. I'd do this tomorrow evening, but I imagine Hanako will be feeling rather off for a while. The thought of how she's going to be tomorrow makes me grimace. Hangovers. Maybe we should count our blessings that she didn't end up simply throwing up from drinking so much while having such a low tolerance. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. Well, I'm going to be able to attend whatever you're planning, so what is it? Nothing unusual, I assure. Just a little excursion. And you'd be better off, Hisao. I can't imagine it's long at all until curfew's here. Oh, damn curfew, I'd completely forgotten. Look at the clock next to Lily's bed. But it seems to be in some oddity without written numerals, which I suppose makes sense, given Lily's condition. Not wanting to risk a haughty security patrol giving me a scolding, I get up and decide to go to my dorm, as she says. Well then, I guess I'll see you and Hanako tomorrow, assuming the both of you manage to get up in the morning. Thank you for your concern, Hisao. Until then. With that, I make my way out of her door and into the hallway. I hope her idea will be a good one. Who knows? Okay, I think we might have like 2 more scenes, I think, and then we get to the final chapter. Spoilers, there's 4 chapters. Go away. The hammering of a fist against the door feels like a nail being pounded into my head. Once, twice, 3 times. I let out a long, annoyed breath and bear it while pressing my eyelids shut, fervently hoping that whoever it is to just go away. Why don't I just ask who the fuck is out there, man? I feel pretty damn awful. My face feels like it's cast out of lead. My arms feel heavy. Knees weak. No, all sweaty. I feel very queasy. It's been like this since I woke up half an hour ago, and I can't summon the energy to pick myself up out of bed. So, this is what they call a hangover. We weren't even that bad. How's Hanako doing? She's probably, not even able to, register that she's awake. I wonder if perhaps this is the best treatment for teenagers who desperately want to try drinking, as a way to feel like an adult. Considering how pleasant this is not something I want to repeat. A series of thumps ring out again, reverberating around the small room. I wish they'd just give up already. I have no intention of getting out of bed for them. Seconds pass, turning into minutes. There's no more knocks coming from the door. Whoever it must have been left. Thank goodness. Looking at my clock, the time when I really should be thinking about getting dressed and get ready for class is approaching. I don't think I can manage it, though. I hate cutting class, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get much done at this rate. I can tell I look like a mess without even looking in the mirror to confirm it, too. Well, that's why we have showers. Morning rush is giving me enough time to stand inside the classroom for a little while without looking too suspicious. I hope that Mucho doesn't ask any awkward questions about my not attending school yesterday. Okay, so we just skipped a whole day. So, yeah, now it's Friday already. Wow, look at that. I was sick. That much is true. It's just the reasons for it I have to hide. Do we have to call in to be sick, or does that not happen here? Confident I can get by with a tactical omission of certain truths, I stride into the classroom, doing my best to appear normal. And it's gonna be super awkward because me and Hanako were absent. And Lily! Wow, how awkward is that? The instant I open the door and take a single step in, I can feel a dozen eyes looking at me. There's no way I'm imagining this. They're not even making any attempt to hide it. My eyes take a quick sweep around the room, and I spot Hanako. We make eye contact momentarily before she looks downstairs very hard at her desk. Did she spill the beans? Muto may be okay as far as teachers go, but underage drinking on campus is not exactly something that would be taken very lightly. I looked at him with some trepidation. Feeling better today? Yeah, thank you. He motions for me to take my seat, my legs feeling like sticks as they carry me there. This is gonna be a long day. As the lunch bell rings, I'm on my way to Hanako's desk to ask her what's going on. Hanako, did you tell? She looks at me and shakes her head. That's a big relief. It's just... Well, hello there, He-chan. It's nice to see you again today. I guess they didn't bother to talk to me this morning. I grimace and turn towards the unmistakable voice coming from behind me. That was way too upbeat a tone of a voice to feel comfortable with, even from Misha. Misha's happy smile is nothing out of the usual. Shizune's, though, is a very bad sign. The one she wears when she has become notched into my brain as her "I have got you 7 ways from Sunday" smile. Hi, Shizune. Misha. You, look happy to see me. Not feeling well yesterday, He-chan? No, I wasn't, but I'm feeling better now, at least. That's good to know, He-chan. Why do I get the feeling that Shizune is leading me to a trap? You sound like you're not being completely serious. Oh no, Hee-chan, we're genuinely pleased to see that you're all better now. Shizune is positively overflowing with happiness. There's only one reason why she would be like this. Oh no. In fact, we were quite worried about you. After all, you, Hanako, and Lily were all absent from class on the same day. Yep, she's got us. So thoroughly that all I can do is sign defeat. I guess you have your own theories about this. Could you just kinda not tell anyone? I think it's a little late for that. It's a bit late for that, Hee-chan. Yeah, I thought. I suppose she's right, considering the looks I got as I enter class. Still, things only seem to be at a level of vague suspicion rather than outright accusations, so we'll probably be fine. Hanako's face sinks a little further. Such attention is troublesome. Enough for me, let alone for her. Going by Shizune and Misha's reactions, I think they noticed this as well. The only reason why we're giving you such a hard time is that you ignored us yesterday morning. Yesterday morning? It takes a while to recollect what happened then, given the haze induced by the generally awful state I was in at the time. Oh, right, the knocking. That was you two? It was, and you left us there for ages after we'd taken all the effort of coming to your dormitory early in the morning. Sorry, I was having a problem with nausea? A problem with nausea. They're not buying it, I can't blame them. Shizune's head drops in resignation before she reaches into a pocket. Something white and yellow can be seen sticking out a little. And as she pulls it out, it turns out to be an envelope with very bright decorations on it. She points it towards me. I duly take it. This is what we were trying so hard to give you, Hee-chan. You don't check your... I tune out the sound of Misha's voice as my eyes register what's written on the envelope. Iwanako. I stood at the envelope for a moment, before suddenly remembering that there are people around me. There's a very strange, somewhat invasive feeling about their expressions. I kind of want to be alone right now. Iwanako. It's nothing. Thank you for bringing me this, you two. I should think so, after what we went through to get this to you. I step back and say my goodbyes. Misha theatrically pouts even as I go out the door, but Shizune and Hanako remain very visibly curious about my reaction. I hope they won't interrogate me later on about this. Smell of the gardens is, as always, a very pleasant sensation. Some of the most visible signs of how well-funded the school is, aside from its sheer size, are the expanse and condition of the grounds. A good number of students can be seen eating lunch, chatting, and playing on bright green lawns. Even some of the staff is enjoying some of the summer here, keeping watch over the students and idly walking along the long concrete paths. I'd never seen a sight like this in my home city. On excursions, maybe, but definitely never in the school or anywhere near I lived. Even the bench I sit on to read is warmer thanks to the summertime sun, reminding me of why I haven't worn the school blazer even once yet. Considering this, the sunflowers and splashes of vibrant yellow coloring adorning the paper are quite appropriate for the time, if only the words written on it were as well. Here I was, thinking I managed to get over her when this troublesome thing shows up. Her handwriting looks vaguely familiar at best, and now, and only now, I see it again. I remember that she used to write in pink pen a lot. She was always very girly, for lack of a better term. How do we know this? The only time that we said we even knew of Iwanako was through, like, eavesdropping. How did we know she wrote in pink pen a lot? But she was also quite fragile. I never knew if I'd like this aspect of her or not. Though with the arrival of this letter, that question seems to have become largely moot. The letter begins with not much more than an update on the state of things going on in her life. My old class had a good start in the school year. Many are anxious about the exams that will be coming up in the future, etc. But it ends on a very personal, brief note. It feels a bit like she wrote most of the letter just to try and soften the blow from the ending. I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I'm really sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most. Even though I like you so much, at least now, finally, I could be more honest. If I could go back to those quiet days in February, in March, I'd tell you not to give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away if I had just said something. I hope you've managed to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is also physical, it also feels more final, somehow. I wonder if we'll meet again? Perhaps it's best if we don't? Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school, and how you're doing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Iwanako. And so that's that. Our relationship is over. Nice, neat, and tidy, with no ambiguity. I hadn't held on to many illusions that I could ever begin anew. Last time she visited me, neither of us said a thing, except for the one word she said as she left for the last time, goodbye. Be that as it may, this feels more final. The capstone on an experiment that both of us tried and failed at. A loud shout draws my eyes from the letter. It's just some students horsing around, with one teacher staring nearby coming over to talk to them. Are you okay? Nope, okay, wrong voice. I thought that was Miki, for some reason. I was, like, trying to remember from past experiences, I'm like, who is this voice? It's definitely not Akira. For some reason I thought it could be Akira. And then I was like, Emmy? No. Can't be Lily. Can't be Shizune, obviously, or Misha, because Misha would be fucking loud as all hell. And I was like, oh, it's gotta be Miki. It's not Miki, it's Yuko. A tentative voice comes from my side. For a moment I assume it to be Hanako, but it's actually Yuko. Oh, hello Yuko. I thought you'd be in the library. She gives a cheerful smile, one quite fitting the atmosphere, and flourishes the empty wrapper of a roll in her hand. She must be having someone else cover for her while she grabs something to eat. It reminds me that I haven't had anything to eat yet. I don't feel hungry though, and skipping one lunch won't hurt.
Mind if I sit here?
Sure, go ahead. I quickly slide the letter back into its envelope, slipping it inside my bag, propped against the side of the bench, as you could take a seat. She wraps the wrapper into a bin beside us. Without much else to do, I lean back and take what enjoyment I can from the sun, silently reflecting on the letter. The lush lawns, clear blue skies. Everything looks so different from the way it did back then. Even the school surroundings, from the hill it's on to the woods around it, are completely opposite to the urban scenery I remember. Maybe this is what it's like to feel homesick. Then again, it's not an outright bad sensation. The feeling of the area around Yamaku, while very different, is also nice. I think I can get used to it.
Hey, Hisao?
Yeah?
You didn't answer my question from before. I wasn't going to say anything, but you still look troubled. If you don't want to say anything, though, that's okay. I don't mind at all. I'm sorry for asking something strange like that.
I don't mind. It's just, I got a letter from someone I knew before I came to Yamaku. It made me think about some things. I thought I'd managed to actually get over most of my problems that my accident caused, but now, I'm not really so sure. Kinda wish I'd never seen it.
I don't think that's good, Hisao. When my boyfriend left me, he did so very suddenly, and never let me know why. At first I was very depressed about it, but I decided to forgive him.
You forgave him? Couldn't he at least talk properly with you about it?
He was always one of those people that found it difficult to come close to others. In the end, I decided that I fell in love with him for a reason. He was a good person, and I think that if I had been in his position, I probably would have found it just as hard to try to talk to him.
I don't really see the connection to the letter I got.
I mean that... how should I put this? It must have been very hard for that person to send that letter, and if they did, I think they must have thought very hard about exactly what to say.
Iwanako managed to write this letter and bring a final close to our relationship, something that I'd never managed to do. Whereas here I am, trying to protect and help Hanako as best as I can, especially with Lily leaving for a while. I'm not even able to deal with my own problems.
Does that make sense?
She's taking my non-responsive and furrowed brow as doubt. She really reads this too much, just like a certain other person. Just like a certain other person. Lil? No, obviously not Lily. obviously not Lily. I don't know who you're talking about. Maybe Hanako or Shizune. I don't think it's Kenji. Yeah, that makes sense. Lily was just kind of a shock, really. I think I tried to fool myself into thinking that my life reset when I came to Yamaku. But now I'm suddenly aware that it didn't. I'm a bit of a loss on how to deal with these feelings.
I think that's something I can't really help you with. Sorry.
It's fine. I think being able to talk to you with you helped me get things sorted a bit better in my head. So thank you anyway. She nods and smiles sweetly. Yuko's a nice girl. So it's a shame she's so highly strung so often. So how old are you? Because you don't seem old, obviously. And I know who your boyfriend is, and he's not exactly that old, unless he's been held back. I don't think so, but, school bell ringing out startles us both.
Ha! I was supposed to be back before the bell.
Oops. She jumps off the bench, and almost races off without a second word, but turns on her heel. She remembers she was talking to me just now.
I'll see you later, Hisao. Cheer up, okay?
I'll try to. Thanks, Yuko. With a quick bow, Yuko takes her leave and begins to rush to the library. Her flight catches the curious eye of a few passing students, who are unenthusiastically trudging back to their classes after their fun. Reluctantly standing from the bench, I dust myself off and join them. Even while I walk through the gardens back to the main building, the thought of the letter in my bag doesn't stray far from my mind. Okay, maybe more than 2 scenes. I don't know how many scenes there are until the 4th chapter, act, whatever. I just know that Act 2 is really short. Oh, well, this might be the last scene then. The feeling of walking through the streets is one of very deep nostalgia. While Yamaku may be like the reverse of where I've lived in the past, the city at night is amazingly familiar. My eyes are moving constantly from the bright electronic screens glowing high in the night sky, to the street lamps piercing the darkness with their light, to the businessmen enjoying themselves after work, and the busily taking couples on dates. Even if I didn't want to, I can't help soaking in every aspect of the city. I savor its familiarity like a sweet candy sitting on my tongue. Lily's walking to my left with her cane swaying to and fro, holding onto her sister's arm for guidance while talking to her. Compared to traveling by taxi or bus, being driven by Akira is a rather nice car with a much more enjoyable experience. Maybe not for the person on my right, though. While Lily was used to her sister's driving style, and I quite liked a bit of excitement, Hanako was holding very tightly to the door for the most of the trip. Nice jacket.
Everything looks so pretty at night.
Hanako quickly looks down yet again as she accidentally catches someone's gaze. Yeah, it does. Madison is very thoughtful, since I'm distracted by so many thoughts that I find it hard to keep up on the small talk. One of the distractions, aside from the city sights, is how Hanako looks. This is the first time I've seen her in something other than her school uniform or her pajamas. It gave me pause when I first saw her outfit, when we met up at the school gate. Considering how much her head is lowered when people walk near us, I imagine that the hat she wears is more than a fashion statement. While I was initially wary of Lily's plans to take us out into the city, when night fell, it became obvious she had thought about this. Not many people have paid Hanako much heed, since the darkness hides her scarring well. So, we're in the city. Any ideas on what to do? Kira beams a smile. Something tells me that she's the one who's making this particular decision, even if her sister may have proposed the outing in the first place. You'll see. Just follow us. I nod and try my best to stifle a grimace. After what happened during Hanako's birthday party, I don't trust Akira's judgment all that much. We keep walking, and I notice that we're passing more and more cafes, restaurants, and other eateries. Every once in a while, a drunken man enters who comes out of a bar, usually being supported by another, but for the most part, the customers around this part of the city look young and fashionable. Different kinds of music come and go as you pass by each business. The discord created by the overlap should be grating, but it reminds me so strongly of the times I spent in the city with my old friends that I don't mind. Hanako and I have started to drift a little apart from Lily and Akira, and that comes to a stop when I hear a soft thud beside me.
Sorry.
By the time she rights herself from her apologetic bow, the middle-aged businessman she bumped into is walking away after mumbling a half-hearted apology. Hanako looks a little put off by the experience, and she quickly skips ahead to match my pace. I notice her head hanging low once more. She probably bumped into him because she was looking downwards and not where she was going. I stepped to the side a little and put one hand on her far shoulder, drawing her closer.
Hisao?
It's okay. You can walk close to me if you want. Hanako hesitates, but eventually nods in assent. After a couple times, when I thought we had arrived at Akira's destination, we reached our target. By now, we're below the elevated walkways, and past the most garish and brightly lit places. I'm a bit surprised. The average age of those around us is distinctly older, and the smell of cigarette smoke is pretty thick. The area is far from seedy, though, and it's a little amusing to see Lily's reaction to the smell of the smoke. While it's masked by the low talking of those around us, jazz music can be heard emanating from inside. Looking up at the dimly lit sign, it becomes obvious why. A jazz club. I have to admit, this is not what I expected. Lily gives an amused snort and smile. Somehow, I feel like I should have known it, Akira. As we talk outside, I notice more and more odd sideways glances directed our way. People awkwardly catch themselves staring and look away, but that just makes it more obvious. I noticed this occasionally when we were walking, but it's more pronounced now. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. An average-looking Japanese teenage guy, just a little taller than normal, isn't the type to draw attention without making an effort. Hey, come on, just because you're teenagers doesn't mean you can't have a taste, right? Well, I don't really mind the music, if that's what you mean.
I don't mind it either.
She's only just managing to force the words out. It contrasts heavily to when we were alone in Yamaku, and it disappoints me a little that she's so highly strung for what's supposed to be a good night out on the town. It's hard to read Hanako's face as she keeps looking downwards. It's little wonder if she doesn't often come out of the city because of this, and it makes me a little thankful that my own scarring is easily hidden. For now, Lily has a similar way of attracting people's gazes, but the reason for it is entirely different. She hardly looks like a native, and the same can be said for her sister. That much is far more noticeable than her blindness from a distance. She may not be able to see this for herself, but I have little doubt she can hear the odd whispered phrase from people who think they're out of earshot. Be that as it may, she doesn't seem to show any sign of annoyance or pleasure at the attention. Akira is still confident as ever, though, flashing a smile as she strides in with Lily by her side, and the two of us following behind. I expected my eyes to need adjusting to the light inside, but it's not much brighter than outside. Music we heard is clearer now, mixed in with the sound of glasses moving on the tables and counter, and the husky chatter of the patrons. Looking to my right reveals the music source, a jazz group playing beyond some tables. Red Velvet. Good track. Good track. The patrons seem to be mostly men, and though there's a handful of women, nobody looks under 30. No aside from us, of course. We're like 17, 18. Feels a little like we've stepped into the 1920s, and the atmosphere is quite agreeable. I'm not completely comfortable simply because of my age, but were I elder, I would probably feel quite at home. Hanako seems a bit more relaxed now, probably due to nobody looking at her. Everyone's talking between themselves, drinking, and watching the band. Akira casually takes a seat at the counter without even glancing around. She's probably come here before. Lily retracts her cane, feeling out a bar stool on the edge of the counter before taking a seat beside her sister. The bartender takes a brief break from polishing a glass to watch her, before putting it down and coming over. Good evening, ladies. What'll it be? Just a scotch. Thanks. Lily? May I have a glass of A black suited elbow hits her side sharply. Orange juice, please. No problem. Coming right up. Yeah. Someone, wants a little something else. But someone knows that, age is a little important. The bartender starts to pour their drinks. A couple of seconds pass before Akira suddenly remembers that Hanako and I are indeed here and turns around to us. You two want anything, or are you just gonna stand there? Hanako seems to be getting restless. No matter where we're going to seat ourselves, there's gonna be people right next to her. And I don't think she looks convincingly older than 20, unlike Lily. Looking around, there's a game section to her right. A couple of billiards tables can be seen in the corner, and nobody's using them either. I glance to Hanako, and I'm about to ask if she'd like to play, but she's already looking long in the same direction. Maybe it says something that we can get by with so few words nowadays. We'll go play pool over there. Akira leans back to see past me, before shrugging and sitting back up. It seems you'll have to put up with only me for company. How unfortunate. Have fun, you two. We turn and set out for the abandoned corner, with Hanako taking the lead. The prospect of a nice, quiet game away from everyone makes her walk noticeably faster. Her eyes stay firmly fixed on her prize.